The most ironic part about Gen Z blaming millennials for the housing and job market that they're dealing with right now is that Gen Z have a higher rate of homeownership than both millennials and Gen X did at their age. They're literally better off than millennials were at their age. In fact, millennials are still the generation with the lowest rate of home ownership at any given age of any generation. And part of this, of course, has to do with when we aged into the housing market versus them. Obviously, millennials aged in at some tricky times, right around the housing crisis and the crash. Obviously, there's a range of ages there, but a lot of the older half of Gen Z, the oldest of which are nearly 30 now, many of them aged into the market when interest rates were pretty low. Because the housing market was accessible at a point when Gen Z was just entering the workforce, so they were a lot more flexible in where they could go and put down roots, they were able to take advantage of this housing market more easily than older generations. In 2022, they also saw their average wages go up by 12%, twice the national average. So the pandemic economic recovery actually benefited them far more than any other generation. Now, I'm not going to act like the world or the economy is all sunshine and daisies for Gen Z. Obviously, it isn't. And I think that's a big part of why millennials for so long have been really excited for Gen Z to kind of grow up, because of that sort of solidarity. It felt like younger generations that had similar experiences to ours could, join forces with us and help us fix the system. And I'm never gonna fault Gen Z for having an issue with the system. Obviously, it needs fixing. But when they act as though millennials are to blame for the system, or somehow they have it worse off than millennials in these specific ways, it's just not true.